Yeah, we're not happy with how we started, and so that's something we got to work on. We got a lot of things we need to fix before what we call championship run starts, and that means every week is a championship type game. We can't turn the ball over like we did. We got to run the ball more effectively. Now, when I say that, we had a lot of rushing yards, but we missed a couple of reads that we shouldn't have missed. I think we got to protect a little bit better. While Gav got the ball off, he got hit a couple times, and so we've got plenty to work on. With that said, really proud of the fact that we get down 14 and nobody's panicking. Nobody, and really of the points we gave up, 2 came off of turnovers. So it's a great teaching tool for our kids to understand that, hey, when you turn the ball over and give extra possessions, bad things happen, and you can't do that if you want to be a great team. Well, he's just got such great balance and great explosiveness and he can accelerate so quickly. And there were a couple times where I thought he was stopped in the backfield, and actually he was just being really patient with things to open up, and then he just hit it and bursted. And again, he's that type of back. And I thought he did a nice job of bouncing back after the turnover, and of course we wanted to make sure that we kept him healthy, so he didn't get much work in the second half. But I thought Jalen Leary came in right behind him, and he's hard to tackle too. He's a different kind of runner, but still made a great reads and made some. Broke some tackles to get some extra yardage. Well, to be honest with you, we talked about it all week. We've gotten off to slow starts in a couple of games, in the last 2 games, and we actually practiced this week of a sudden change in practice. Hey, it's the first drive of the game. Let's go, and let's hook it up. And for whatever reason, we haven't done that. And I talked to the team after the game of that. We can't continue to spot teams 2 scores and expect to come out on top all the time. And so. I think it's just, I don't know if we get so excited that we forget what we're doing at times. I don't know what the answer is, but certainly we got to do a better job of coming out and playing well early. Absolutely, and I thought Coach Faxlinger did a great job with our punt block team. He saw something that he understood their scheme and saw something that we could do to force them to block a certain way and leave one guy free. And actually, he called it before. He said they lined up that way and they brought the motion, and in fact said right there that we're going to block this kick. And he was pretty prophetic at that point in time. We blocked it and got it for a touchdown. So it's another great reinforcer about how important special teams are. So it's another great teaching tool for us as coaches to make sure that these kids take the special teams very seriously. Yeah, no, it was well designed, and our kids executed. And the one thing that we haven't had is what we call hand discipline. Instead of putting the hand way up, they took the ball right off the foot, which decreases the angle that you could miss it. And I thought it was really extremely well. It was executed extremely well, and Connor Wilson did a nice job picking it up and running the end zone. And that's Gav. I mean, he takes what the defense gives him, and luckily we were able to get the run game going, which opens up the play action off it. They were doing a couple things differently, where they were changing between a 3 and a 4 man front, and they were bringing some extra edge pressure at certain formations. And so, we thought Gav did a great job with that. And the way their end was playing, the zone read, it allowed our backs to really take advantage of that, because the neat thing about having a quarterback who can do what Gav does or do what Pick does is they have to defend him too, and they get so concerned about the big play of the quarterback they forget about the running back. Well, every game is important, and we don't talk about differences in games. We talk about elevating our execution, and we talked the last 3 weeks about chasing execution excellence. And that's what we have to do. We can't get caught up in what color jerseys are in front of us. We got to get caught up more in how we prepare, how we're gonna play. We're gonna have the right schemes. We're gonna have the right answers from an offensive, defense, and special teams perspective. It's about executing those and doing what you're supposed to do, and not trying to do plays, not doing someone else's job is the best way to put it. And at times we're really good at that. At the start of the game, we seem not to be so good at that, and we've got to fix that. But again, it's a growth process. It's a journey, and we're really just taking each week. And if we can be 1-0 each week from here on out, we'll like where we're at the end of the season. I mean, I told the team tonight, you can't spot good teams 14 points and expect to win by 38. You can't do that. With that said, I think what our kids did a good job of is, forget about the scoreboard. Scoreboard doesn't matter. It's a matter of what you do right there on this play. And if you put enough of those plays continuously together, good things are gonna happen, and the game's gonna take care of itself. And I think if we can continue to play right where our feet are right now, play this play, then play the next play, then play the next play. If we can get down to that mentality, I think we'll wipe away that first drive. jitters or whatever it is that we have, we'll wipe that out if we just continue to focus on the play we're in right now and understand the situation and then make the play from it. Well, I'll know more when I get to film. I know Razzie was covering a guy on the first touchdown, and you know, not as good a coverage, but we were almost there on the blitz and didn't get there. And so yeah, I mean, we are really high on some of our freshmen. The freshman wide receivers out there made a couple good plays. I thought Draper had a heck of a game, his best game to this point, and made some tougher catches when he was doing it. So I think there's a lot of positive things that we can look at, and there's no substitute for the experience we can get for our younger players in games. And so the ability to get kids into those games, into these last 3-4 games, is crucial going forward, because it's a long season, it's a physical league, and you know, there are going to be guys who are out. They're going to get hurt, and that's just the nature of the deal. And we have a next man up mentality. It's hard to adhere to that when you don't have playing experience. So the more experience we can get these young guys, the better they're going to get, and I think it bodes well for the future. You know, I thought he played pretty well, actually, and I thought, you know, he didn't look that rusty. He looked like he came in. We put him in a lot of man situations, especially over number 2, and I thought he held his own there very well. And so it's good to get him back. I know he's very happy to be back going, and so we'll look to see how we can utilize him in other schemes and on special teams.
Really, after a bad play, I really just go on to the next one. I don't really think about it too hard. I mean, that's how you really should play the game. Just on to the next play, on to the next play. Even when a good run pops off, I don't really think about it. I'm just on to the next one, because that's all that really matters. Whatever happened has already happened. I can only control what's the next play. Oh yeah, a lot of people performed today. We had Draper too, made a couple plays, and it really showed in practice what we were gonna do in the field, and really it just translated over. Coming off of 2 wins, we're running with a lot of momentum, and we're really just gonna carry it through. Focus on practice, focus on the gameplay, the game plan, forget about this week after today, and really just start looking at film and getting after it.
Yeah, they caught us off guard on a couple long runs, couple runs we wish he had back, but I don't think there was a lot of panic. I mean, we know we should have played better on those plays. We expected better, but there wasn't any panic. We knew we were the better team. We just had to go out there and show it, so we kind of just regrouped, figured out where we went wrong, and learned how to do it better. Yeah, I'm not really sure, honestly. I mean, I feel like everyone's energized and ready to play. I think for the most part, it's just about being focused and knowing where you're supposed to be. I feel like we might have mental lapses at the beginning of the game. Some guys are a little nervous, but I think that's kind of where we need to get better, is just focus more and understand all of our responsibilities and just go out and have fun. I think a lot of guys are kind of worrying too much. Just play the game, have fun. It's what you love to do. I remember last game I was close, so I was definitely trying to get it this game. But I'm just blessed. I'm thankful. I couldn't have done it without those guys in the locker room, the coaches. So I'm just thankful. It's a great company to be around. A lot of great players have gotten over that mark, so it means a lot to me. We had to throw a couple young guys in there. I think they played great. I mean, barring a few long plays, a few mishaps, I think they played great. That's kind of what we expected from them. I expected them to come out and do what they did, so I was happy for them. I think we're definitely going to ramp it up. I mean, you try to keep the same energy, but when you get in the conference, it's always a level up. But I'm looking forward to it. Conference play is my favorite part of the season, so we got 7 in a row. I'm looking forward to it. I expect us to come out ready to go next week and be a little bit more sharper than we were today.